Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. For the first deck profile of the year, we will be revisiting an old leader. It is going to be Supreme Kai of Time. Why Supreme Kai of Time? Because of two major big reasons. No. The first reason is that Gogeta Xeno deck has been doing pretty well recently. But I want to play the deck, but what I want to do is I want to play the deck, play those cards, but do a different spin on it. The second reason is that a lot of these cards that the deck needs recently got a reprint in Mystic Booster, so they are much more available right now. So it's kind of like the perfect time to play it. Personally, I'm having so much fun with this deck. It works so well and it does things that are similarly broken. I'm so excited to show you guys this deck. I hope you guys are excited too. See you guys after a short intro for the deck profile. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. This deck itself, it's going to be so fun because it has really similarly broken mechanics. So let's talk about it. The leader combined with the Unison has two abilities. The first ability is that it allows you to overwhelm for the second time. And after you overwhelm for the second time, you are able to use the leader's ability. And what does the leader do to make those overwhelm cards stays on the board? You heard me correctly. All those cards that you use with overwhelm, it's going to stay on the board at the end of the turn, so you are able to overwhelm 2 times, play 2 battle cards for free, and at the same time use those energy that you want to for aggressive move, for defensive move, and at the same time at the end of the turn all those battle cards are going to be staying on the board. How do you going to play this deck? There are several factors that you have to keep in mind. Stay tuned, I'm going to talk about them. Let's talk about the leader. The leader has the ability to populate your drop area with burst when she attacks, and she has the ability to awaken the conventional way for less life, or the other way, which is when you have 8 or more cards in your warp. This is a draw 2 leader, you don't untap. The thing is for her is that draw 2 might be a really good idea, but untapping it's also really good. But with all these overwhelm cards, most of the time you're not playing any battle cards with your energy, so untapping might not be unnecessary here. But when we awaken, this is when we have to pay a little bit of attention because she does a lot of things. First thing that she does is that when she attacks, you don't draw, but that's kind of good because when you play a card during overwhelm, that's when you draw once per turn, and after that you can populate your drop area back by putting 3 cards from your warp back into your drop. They have to be battle cards though, so it really benefits you to play this deck more and more battle cards. The second one is that once per turn it helps you to have your Unison, because you kind of need your Unison for Wormhole. This is when this leader itself has an inbuilt ability to bring that Unison back into the board. And the third one is activate main once per turn. This is when the broken things happen. When you take 1 card in your life and place it in your drop area, any card that you play for overwhelm using for the turn stays, and you have the ability to populate your drop area back again by putting 2 black battle cards from your wall back into your drop. This is crazy. This is just so amazing, and you can activate this activate main any single point of time, because you can do it at the end of the turn, you can do it at the start of the turn, you can do it in the mid-term, it's fine. Any cards that's been played with overwhelm for the turn just doesn't make sense to the wall. This leader works really well with the Unison card, and it depends very heavily on the Unison card. However, it is also good because your leader has the ability to bring this Unison card back from your warp or from your drop just by tapping 1. So this Unison card, it's never gonna go away. It is gonna be Demigra Momentary Ally. So the once per turn ability, if your leader card, it's a god only card, which is us. When you play a battle card using overwhelm, this card gains Wormhole, so you have to burst 1, which helps to populate your drop area once again. And please remember to activate this, because every time you do a overwhelm, please activate this so that you can overwhelm the second time. Okay, Wormhole is the ability to let you do a second overwhelm for the turn. And the +1 ability, it's also really good because it places 2 black battle cards from your warp back into your drop. One thing to keep note when you're playing this deck is to make sure that you have enough cards in your drop area to overwhelm. It is easy to keep your drop area populated with enough cards to do your first overwhelm, but it is not that easy when it comes to the second one. However, I think we have cards to solve that problem. The first one is Time Patrol Son Goten. When you play a battle card using Overwhelm, you get to draw a card, and then you get to place up to 3 black battle cards from your warp back into your drop area. And combined with your leader's ability, you get to draw 2 cards, and then you put 6 cards back into your drop area. Correct? You heard this correctly, 6 cards back into your drop area. And then the leader's second ability, which is to keep that overwhelm cards on board. Those are not just cards for you, not an ability for you to keep those overwhelm cards, because if you take 1 life and you put it into your drop area, take 2 black battle cards from your warp and put it back into your drop, that is additional 3 cards. So it's 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards with any of this ability. And with your Unison's ability, it's additional +2, so easily you can have minimum 6 cards overwhelm every single time. In my deck, the Overwhelm cards are divided into 2 portions. The first one are the small Overwhelm cards. These are the cards that you want to have it in your hands at the starting of the turn, because they do 2 things. They allow you to first overwhelm at very small cost in your drop area when your leader has not awakened, when the Goten is not up, with just burst 3, because all they need is 3 cards. You are able to use the overwhelm ability and apply early game pressure. The second thing about all these cards is that they have the ability to make sure that you get the correct cards in your hands. The first one is Trunks Time Regulator. This card, it's really good because overwhelm for 3, draw 2, take 1 card and send it into warp. So you populate your warp for your awakening, and also you make sure you draw 2 cards and get the correct cards in your hand. The second one is, of course, we have to make it theme. It is Time's Choice, Supreme Kai of Time. When you overwhelm with 3, this is a 15k pressure, and at the same time you are able to look at top 3 cards on top of the deck, pick a battle card. It doesn't matter, there is no cost specification, just pick 1 battle card. It can be your SCR, it can be your super combo, put it into your hand, and the rest of the 2 battle cards put it at the bottom of your deck. And this is a 15k swing, 15k swing. These are the cards I emphasize once again you want to have in your hands in the early game. From the early game pressure, we have to move on to the mid games with the bigger boys. This is SS4 Feigned Greeting. These are all the cards that cost 6 in your drop area to play. When this card is played using Overwhelm, your opponent has to choose 1 card in their hands and send it to warp. And the second one is that for SS4 Son Goku, Beyond All Limits. This card is also really good because when you play him using Overwhelm, you're able to grab any battle cards in your warp or your drop in your warp, and that costs between 3 to 6. That means you cannot grab your big boss monster, you cannot grab your SCR, and you cannot grab your super combo, but other than that, every single card is fair game. Now we are going to talk about SS4 Son Goku, Thwarting the Dark Empire. This is a blocker overwhelm 6, but it costs 1 black energy. This card, when it attacks, draw a card. At the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. Take note, it does not have the when this card is played using overwhelm. This is very important because its effect can be played no matter what. Another card that is really good is SS4 Vegeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire. This is critical overwhelm 6. When this card attacks, it is able to take care of any cards that cost up to 4 and send them to warp. If you would have noticed, we play a lot of SS4 Vegeta and SS4 Son Goku Xeno cards. These cards is in your drop area because we play a lot of them, and when you overwhelm, they goes into a warp. That is not the end of the story, because just with 1 energy, you are able to play SS3 Gogeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire. This card, you choose 1 Vegeta and Son Goku Xeno card from your warp and put it back into your drop area. So now you have even more cards in your drop area for overwhelm if you want to, and this is a 1 cost 25k double strike, and every time it attacks, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle card and send it to warp. for just one energy. Imagine you overwhelm already 2 times in your turn, so this is a 30k swing, 30k swing, and then you are able to tap 1 and then another 25k double strike pressure. And then, you know, guess what? If you just activate your leader's ability, Chrono's ability, every single card is gonna stay on the board. It's crazy. Take note, this one card, a lot of people, they don't realize, has an Overwhelm 6 ability too. So take note of that. If all those aggression is still not enough for you, no worries, I got you covered. Let us talk about the boss monster of this deck. We are playing a lot of SS4 Vegeta. We are playing a lot of SS4 Son Goku Xeno. So the boss monster, we shall combine them, and we are definitely playing SS4 Gogeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire. This card is a 35k triple attack blocker. The first time that it swings, your opponent has to choose 2 cards in your hands, 2 cards on your battle area, and send them to warp. At the end of the turn, this card comes back active and it becomes a blocker. This card is really good because with the leader's ability, with Goten's ability, with SS3 Gogeta, you're able to choose Goku and Vegeta from your warp and put it back into your drop area so that you can use it for SS4 Gogeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire. However, more than just that, this card itself, it's super broken in this deck, because on top of all these things that you can do with 4 energy, that is a lot, but take note, you can still overwhelm 2 times to go in. So it's a 35k swing, 35k swing, 35k swing, 30k swing, 30k swing. This is something that you can do easily with this deck. And if you have 5 energy, those Vegeta and Goku deck cards are already in your warp. Why not you tap 1 and Thwarting the Dark Empire 1 more time and go for a 25k double strike? Does that happen? Yeah, it happened before, and it is simply crazy. When my opponent saw it, he scooped and I just went. The aggression does not stop there, because I'm gonna introduce you to another boss monster that I put into this deck, and this is more for the flavor, for the flair. You know, sometimes it's not about just winning, you want to win it with style. We are gonna be playing Robelu, Demigra Secretary. Is there a better secret rare to play other than this card? Definitely. So if you have them like the Pan or Kai, play them. I think they're just so much better. However, for me, I just want to play Robelu, Demigra Secretary, because it just works so well with the deck. This is an Old Dark Overwhelm 8 for 2 energy. It is a double striker, 40k, and this card itself, when you're using Dark Overwhelm, you are able to bring 2 cards, cost 6 or less from your warp with that has Overwhelm, and then you play it. Take note, don't play those cards that has the when this card is played using Overwhelm effect. You have the Vegeta, you have the Goku that has don't have that. Play them so they can get the effect. The Vegeta, it's a crit, the Goku draws you a card and it's a restand blocker, and then you have a 40k double striker on the board. But if you do not have SS3 Gogeta on the board, Thwarting the Dark Empire, because that card has an Overwhelm ability and it's 6 or less, you are able to play another 25k double striker on the board just using this card. But this card does not just end there, because a lot of people just forgot that this card, even though it looks like a mega aggression, I'm gonna go in do or die YOLO type of cards, this is not it. This has a very powerful defensive ability, because when she is on the board, when your opponent cards attack, you are able to pick one of your cards, your battle card on board with Overwhelm skills, and then if you place it in your drop area that helps you with the Overwhelm for the next turn, you negate the attack. It's not a once per turn ability, it's every single time you do it. It negates the attack, it negates the attack. Your SS3 Thwarting, every single card on your board, most probably, except for Goten, all has the Overwhelm ability. So you're able, any single card on board, you can negate, unless they take care of this card first. So this is the deck list, and one of the things I want to highlight here is the Trunks Overpower Seeing Time. We are going to be playing 2 copies of that, because sometimes you have some of the battle cards that you need in your warp or in your drop area. What you can do is you can't actually tap 2 using Trunks Power Over Seeing Time. You're able to bring that battle card, because Power Over Seeing Time doesn't care, it just takes any battle card and then put it into your drop. That includes your SCR. Your SCR needs 4 more energy to play, but it only costs 2, so you can actually tap 2 Trunks Overpower Sing Time, and then you put all these cards back into drop area, take Robelu back into hand, and then tap 2 Dark Overwhelm Robelu, and then you bring all the cards on the board. So now you have a 40k double striker, 20k double striker, a 25k double striker if you're using SS3 Gogeta, and then you have another 30k on the board, all for 4 energy, and all these cards are gonna stay on the board at the end of the turn. This is just crazy combo, as you can see here. We have come to the end of this video. As you can see, I've been really enjoying this deck a lot. This has become one of my most favorite deck to play because of these crazy things that you can do on the board, seemingly broken things that you can do on the board. Alright, and if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate it. You can give this video a like, subscribe if you want to support me and the channel. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy playing the Dragon Ball Super card game. I hope you're okay. Happy 2022. See you guys in the next video.